What's going on, guys? I wanted to talk to you today about the future of Star Wars after Episode 9. So some people have asked me, how many trilogies are they going to make? Are they going to make all the way up to like Episode 21? And I just kind of wanted to talk about the future and what's planned past that. What some of it is, some things that we expect to happen, some things we know are going to happen, some things are kind of just predictions. But one of the things that you can bet on is that Disney's not going to just stop making Star Wars films. They have said, though, that Episode 9 will be the end of the Skywalker family saga, or the saga films. But they're not going to stop there. We have already seen Rogue One, and we know they're making the Han Solo movie. I almost said Han Solo, but they do kind of say both, so I guess both are considered canon pronunciations, right, depending on who's saying them. But we also have the Obi-Wan movie that's reportedly in early stages of development right now. But there's going to be anthology films. There's going to be more movies, but they may not all always dwell on the universe that or at least the story that we know, which is kind of centering around the Skywalker family. So what other things could they do going forward? Well, first off, we know with the end of Star Wars Rebels, which is entering its season 4, which will be the final season, that this is not the end of Lucasfilm Animation. They have publicly said there will be more things in store for Lucasfilm Animation, and I'm pretty certain that this means there's going to be a new series, although there may be like a one-season break. And who knows, though, it might be like the finale of Star Wars Rebels. We finally get our first teaser of maybe the logo or a name of whatever is coming next. So that's certainly an option, and that could go just about anywhere. But it's definitely possible that they could somehow use some of the surviving crew from Star Wars Rebels or some of the surviving cast members to go forward. Disney and Lucasfilm kind of run, a close household, and they keep, their friends close, and a lot of people, it wouldn't surprise me if they keep them on the team to voice their same characters, or maybe if somebody is to, even if certain characters die or don't go forward, they might keep certain voice actors. How many times have we seen Sam Witwer, for example, voicing a character? So whether it was Starkiller or Darth Maul or Palpatine, they do certainly keep certain people close. But it's also, we also may see, and even if whatever comes next doesn't follow directly the crew, they could definitely, drop some hints as to what's coming next. Look for this also in the Obi-Wan movie that is supposed to be coming out. As of right now, it looks like it won't be until after Episode 9. But, and there's a lot of questions there. Is that going to be completely on Tatooine, or is it going to be about his youth? I think it's probably more likely to be a combination of both. I think it would probably have some Tatooine, possibly some flashbacks to his youth or something like that. But I would be surprised if by the time that they end up getting around to making an Obi-Wan movie, that it doesn't have some hints as to where they're going to take future stories, whether he talks about other things that are going on, or other characters or other players or other plot lines that they can reference in other movies. I wouldn't be surprised if an Obi-Wan movie kind of gives some more doorways and shows some more paths forward that they can take Star Wars. I do expect after Episode 9, not long after that, we'll end up having a break from major movies, or the Obi-Wan movie, whichever one ends up actually being released last. I think we're going to get a break, maybe a 3 to 4 year break, maybe slightly longer than that. And the idea is, with a break like that, is it's just not to overwhelm audiences with non-stop Star Wars movies. I'm thinking this will also allow for more books, games, merchandise to thrive. You can get a lot more games based in the post original trilogy, so the sequel trilogy universe. You can have a lot more stuff develop in that world that they've created. You can have a lot more First Order video games. You can have a lot more Resistance versus First Order board games, and a lot more, you know, just content and fan fiction and books, and maybe some aftermath things dealing with what happens after that. You know, and all of this, you know, you have to let you've built this world, now you have to let it kind of grow and thrive on its own, and let some of that happen. Also, a break will build anticipation for whatever their follow-up project is. So what could be their follow-up project? What could come after that? What's like the next really big thing for Star Wars? Well, there's a couple of options right now. I definitely think it could involve the unknown regions. If they go with the same time frame as maybe the original trilogy, which is a very popular time frame, they could certainly deal with the Yuuzhan Vong or any other, you know, type of EU stuff that they haven't pulled back yet. But the Yuuzhan Vong have kind of been hinted at in the Thrawn books. Thrawn's talked about, you know, greater threats that are out there. So they could have maybe some of the surviving members of Rebels, maybe Ezra and Sabine, go off together in adventures to, you know, to fight against the Vong. Or if it's not the Vong, then something like that. It might want it to be something slightly different. But that could be a whole different storyline, and you can still have very high stakes and not have it impact what's going on in the regular galaxy that we already know. Because they could be in unknown regions. Who knows? Planets could then get destroyed. It doesn't impact anything else because we don't even know about those worlds. So there's that. It could follow Thrawn. Their next project could follow Thrawn and what's going on with him post, maybe a post-Empire future for him. A lot of that kind of is contingent upon whether or not he survives Rebels Season 4. I'm hoping he does, and if he does, then we've definitely got to get more resolution with Thrawn. He's too much of a beloved character to not, you know, do more with him. We could also have some stuff on the founding of the First Order. That, you know, is definitely a time period that's ripe for a lot more writings and a lot more story. We could have more comic tie-ins. There could be more stuff like with, for example, Dr. Aphra. I would not be surprised if she got her own movie or series or something like that. She's been very, very popular, especially as far as just a comic book character goes. And look for any of the new stuff that come out to drop hints in these directions. So watch for this in Rebels Season 4. Watch for this in Episode 8. Watch for a lot of this. Another new thing is that they could do, and this has been a really, really popular one. A lot of people seem to really like this idea, as they could do an Old Republic series, or of either a TV series or like a Netflix style series, or a movie for the Old Republic. I'm actually thinking that there's a lot of stock in this, and because Disney announced that they're going to be having a streaming service similar to how Netflix does their thing, I would not be surprised if they put a big budget show together based on the Old Republic, and we've got our next Game of Thrones or type show like that. That, you know, you've got to, you know, you can't wait for the next season to come out. Could you imagine like a live action, big budget, Old Republic style show that's so far in the past that now, you know, you can really have main characters rise and fall, and it can tie into what's going on now, or it can totally be its own standalone thing. But I think an Old Republic show would be really awesome. It would allow you to have lots of different Jedi and Sith and all kinds of different mythos, and you can really explore all kinds of characters and different story arcs that way. I think Old Republic would be a great way to go. But I want to hear what you guys think. What do you think is going to happen next for Star Wars? Do you think they're going to take a break? I do expect them to take a break, but how long do you think they're going to give the Star Wars universe of a rest once they finish with this, which one I'm going to call Phase 1, right? It's the sequel trilogy and then the anthology films that are coming out in between the years here. Do you think we're going to see like a 5-year break, more than that, or less than that? Do you think they're just going to allow for time for all the books and games and merchandise to kind of thrive? Or do you think they're just going to not skip a beat and keep going? But let me know in the comments below, guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. All these subscribers. Make sure you click the bell for alerts so you don't miss anything. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, have a great day.